Washington Grown is brought to you by the Potato Farmers of Washington. Learn why Washington is home to the world's most productive potato fields and farmers by visiting potatoes.com. And by the Washington State Department of Agriculture, supporting the viability and vitality of Washington agriculture. And by Northwest Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Goranson and welcome to Washington Grown. You may know the San Juan Islands as a popular weekend getaway spot, but in this episode, we're going to be exploring Lopez Island, its abundance of agriculture, and we're going to be learning about its important economic impact that it provides to our state.
At only 8 miles wide, Lopez Island is known as the Jewel of the San Juans, and the beauty here matches the name. Known for its agriculture and friendly people, the island doesn't disappoint. On this trip, we'll see a variety of livestock raised here at Lopez Island Farm.
You know, they get nervous when you first come in and they all run away. And then they look over and go, well, let's go check them out.
I want to be in camera.
There's somebody new there, yeah.
Pretty.
And I'm making Malaysian lamb skewers at Vita's Wildly Delicious.
These are kaffir lime leaves, and these are also from Lopez. My friend has one in her greenhouse, and so I go over and steal some. Every third or fourth trip, I bring a bottle of vermouth.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a good trade.
Plus, I'm visiting Midnight's farm to learn how they're taking island wood waste and turning it into compost.
Historically on the island, the wood wastes were all burnt. All this like really nutritious biomass was going up in smoke.
All this and more today on Washington Grown.
It's hard when you're as short as I am.
Yeah, sheep. Come and see Christy, sheep. Yeah, sheep.
It's like I can taste the sunshine.
Cheers.
Bring 'em in. Bring 'em in.
Boom.
The calories are adding up.
No calories in this.
You don't get to do this every day.
After stepping off the ferry, we follow the music and the smell of good food all the way to Vita's Wildly Delicious. Tonight, their weekly pizza night is bringing locals from all over Lopez together to celebrate music, friends, and of course, delicious pizza.
It's always good. Like straight out of the oven, like warm, like melt in your mouth a little bit.
My two friends here are visiting and they just got here last night and I said, you have to come to Vita's.
In my mind, it's not really a restaurant. It's not really a cafe. It's sort of a bistro with prepared food.
Owner Bruce Botts brings the Lopez community together with his bistro, using island-grown ingredients and fun events to make Vita's a special spot for anyone and everyone on the island.
People just really enjoy it.
I've heard. We've been on the island and people talk about your pizza night.
Oh yes, pizza night.
What's that about?
Well, my good friend Shiro, who is Italian and he builds pizza ovens.
Oh, okay.
He talked me into buying his pizza oven. I was totally
his
against the
plan all
idea,
along.
but it was really the smartest thing I ever did.
It's only open for dinner on Tuesdays and Fridays, so that also contributes to that, like, it's Tuesday, we gotta go.
And it's just a great place to have your pizza too, because you got the live music and happy people.
Stay tuned because later in the show, Bruce and I are making Malaysian lamb skewers.
Because people like food on sticks.
Food on sticks.
To fully experience life on Lopez Island, you have to find those special places full of natural beauty with special people. Today, that place is Lopez Island Farm. Bruce Dunlap and his wife Debbie have been living off the land here for 20 years. They have a thriving and diverse operation with sheep, pigs, a spinach seed plot, a farm stand, and an apple orchard used to make hard cider.
You know the line that without farmers, you'd be naked, hungry, and sober?
Yeah.
Well, we cover all three of those things because we grow wool and meat and apples.
He was very interested in cider before it became popular and planted this orchard, so now we have the advantage of having a mature cider orchard when many people are just getting theirs started.
Yes.
This whole orchard is a mixture of about 15 different varieties that when put together have the right characteristics of acid and tannin and flavors. A lot of them are what are commonly referred to as spitters. You take a bite of one and you spit it out because they really don't taste that good.
Yeah.
But they make a delicious cider, and then when you ferment all the sugar out, you're still left with something that has some body and some characteristics.
Yeah.
Now Debbie's showing me the Honor System Market Store.
When we're fully stocked, we have all cuts of lamb and all cuts of pork.
Bet it tastes good.
It tastes great. Lopez lamb is a little bit milder than lamb that people may have gotten from other places. So sometimes people who don't like lamb like Lopez lamb. We even have reading glasses provided. You can add up your bill, leave your money in the box, and go home.
And be on your way.
Now Bruce and I are headed out to see the pigs.
So these are where our pigs spend this part of the year, in the woods.
In the woods.
And they love being in the woods.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
cool.
would too.
It's shady. You know, they get nervous when you first come in and they all run
Yeah.
away. And then they look over and go, oh, well, let's go check them out.
So I want to be on camera.
There's somebody new there.
I look pretty.
Those little grunty noises, those are happy noises.
Oh, good. That's good. They're not plotting my death.
No, they're just talking. Isn't that the epitome of a happy pig? Mm-hmm. This is their life.
Yeah, you guys got a good life.
Next, we headed toward the sheep pasture. Bruce leases a local vineyard for the sheep to go during dry months. There, the grass is quite literally greener.
So the sheep go back and forth several times a year through here. So you have to imagine we're walking along and there's 40 sheep in front of us.
I bet that's quite the sight to see.
You know, it's a Lopez
the sheep-
experience. And you can see sheep hanging out down there in the corner.
Yeah.
I'll see if they'll hear me if I
Okay.
call.
Yeah. Let's...
Sheep, 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 sheep.
Oh, one of them.
Come and see Christy, sheep. 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 So they're coming out of everywhere they're hiding. So when I'm moving them from one field to the other, this saves me having to walk all the way down to the other end of the field. Hi there, girls.
Hi.
Come say hi. Well, now they're distracted.
Yeah.
They have a short attention span. You know, it's a good life. And the other farmers are very helpful. There were people that helped me when I first started getting sheep, some of whom I still call when I have questions and problems. And I'm now finding that I'm getting called from people who want help with their sheep. It's sort of hard to believe that I'm the expert, but you know, after 20 years, you've seen a few things.
Sure.
I've made some really good friends here. If you need something, someone will have it. It's really a special place.
Hey, let's go. In my search for some of the most delicious food trucks in the state, thought it was time to hop on a ferry and see what I could find on the San Juan Island. Is it possible to make French fries any more awesome? Well, when you add some Washington Island-grown produce and meat on top, that's a resounding yes. Here on Lopez Island, Jen Buckaloo and her partner Ted own and operate Poutine Your Mouth.
He took me on a trip up to Montreal. We went to a festival and we ate poutine 6 times in one day.
Today we're gonna try the K-pop poutine. Washington fries topped with Korean bulgogi beef, cheese curds, and kimchi made with island vegetables. K-pop indeed. Woo! Look at that. I need a bigger fork. Oh, wow. The veggies have like this crispness to it. Like you just picked this stuff. You owe it to yourself to come over here to Lopez Island and try some poutine in your mouth. Well, let's see what the people of Lopez Island think of the K-pop fries.
All right, here goes.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, that's really delicious.
The gravy is just delicious.
The flavor of the meat really hit good on that one, and then the crunchiness of the fries.
French fries are delicious too, nice and crispy.
Everything does taste really fresh.
You've got the beef, the cheese curds, it just synergizes so well.
And the quality of the meat is out of this world.
It's just delicious. I don't even know how else to summarize it.
Yeah, they did a really nice job.
Anybody who's here, get this. If it's there.
If
Might be sold out by the time you get here. It's so good.
Coming up, I'm making Malaysian lamb skewers at Vita's.
Because people like food on sticks.
Food on sticks.
And we're in the kitchen at Second Harvest trying out some smoked salmon chowder. We're back at local haunt and Lopez Island favorite, Vita's Wildly Delicious. Locals and visitors alike gather here every Tuesday for an evening of live music, fresh pizza, and good friends.
Obviously, like, everybody knows each other here.
I just ran into my neighbors, see? Yeah.
It's a fun atmosphere. People are here to have a good time and to meet friends and maybe make new friends.
Owner Bruce Botts focuses on creating island-sourced cuisine and a welcoming community at his restaurant. Between the great food and the special events, when you walk into Vita's, you know you're going to have a good time.
We've done paella nights, we've done wine dinners, we had flamenco dancers. A few weeks ago we did drag queen bingo. And that was really fun. Yeah, just any number of things.
You never know what's going to happen here.
You never know what's going to happen here, yes.
It's real casual, you know, it fits with the island real well.
Aesthetically pleasing spot, live music.
And it's very inviting, just like the lights and the building.
My two friends here are visiting, and they just got here last night, and I said, you have to come to Vita's. What are we going to make today?
What are we going to make? We're going to make Malaysian lamb skewers, Lopez lamb from David and Susan Corbin, really good lamb. And then we'll do golden beets. We'll roast those. We get those from Christine Langley. They could be a dessert.
Yeah.
They're sort of so sweet.
Lopez lamb skewers. Yeah, and so this lamb, you know exactly where it came from?
Yes, it's from one Clay Hill farm, and I've been buying lamb from them for 10 years.
To start things off, I chopped some cilantro while Bruce chops some lime leaves.
These are kaffir lime leaves, and these are also from Lopez. My friend Pauline has one in her greenhouse, and so I go over and steal some. Every third or fourth trip, I bring a bottle of vermouth.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's good trade. And you can buy them commercially, but they're already 2 or 3 weeks old, and they're not going to be nearly as good.
No, not like Colleen's.
Yes.
We cut up some onion and add everything into a bowl with the lamb. Then Bruce chops up some lemongrass.
Tell me about the fresh food that's available on the island.
I mean, there's so many options, and most people, if they have any kind of garden, they have too much produce. We grow tomatoes in our hoop house, 28 pounds in one picking.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Tomatoes.
And it's a lot to use.
We add the lemongrass to the bowl and toss in some red curry paste, salt, sugar, and turmeric. Next, we mix it all up and scoop it out before forming them into logs.
And we grill them without the skewer, because the skewers are wooden, and they tend to catch on fire. We can skewer these afterwards.
Yeah, because people like food on sticks.
Food on sticks, yes. You could have a restaurant called Food on Sticks. I think that would be great.
Really popular, I think.
Yes.
These beets are beautiful.
Christine Langley from Lopez Harvest grows these beautiful golden beets. You roast them and then you peel them, and they're beautiful like golden color.
I think it's great that you know the names of all of the growers.
Yeah.
We grill the lamb for about 15 minutes or so, rotating continuously before skewering.
Oh, they smell amazing.
Smell really good.
We serve the lamb skewers with yogurt sauce with garlic, mint, and cumin seed. On the side, we have some golden beets with white balsamic lemon juice and parsley.
Yep.
Food on a stick.
There we go. Food on a stick. It's a beautiful thing.
What do you think?
It's delicious. Nice and crispy and grilled. That was so delicious.
I love these beets.
They are very fresh.
They were probably in the ground yesterday.
Really? I love that. This is like the perfect summertime or anytime meal. Just so lovely.
To get the recipe for Vita's Malaysian lamb skewers, visit wagrown.com. Farming in Washington's islands can be an incredibly rewarding adventure, but it's far from easy. Being surrounded by water makes it tough to sell your goods. And on a small island like Lopez, the customer base is only so large. I'm sitting down with Sarah Pope and Peggy Bill to talk about their solution for island farmers in Washington.
The Food Hub opened as a kind of an inter-island online farmers market.
For years, Peggy and Sarah have been developing an idea for the San Juan Islands Food Hub, a direct-to-consumer online platform where people could buy island goods straight from the source. When coronavirus impacted the food supply chain in 2020, that need for local products became more apparent than ever before.
Our food chain was really disrupted. There were empty grocery store shelves here like there were in many places. And at the same time, we had farmers saying, I've got nowhere to sell my product.
Right.
I usually sell my entire lamb crop to a resort and they're not opening this year. What am I going to do? By establishing a food hub that can organize transportation of food from Lopez over to Friday Harbor, where there are a lot more customers, we can help to create new sales channels for people who are getting established.
On a weekly basis, the farmers on the different islands will notify the food hub and say, this is what I have this week. And then that gets posted on the website. And so people from all the islands can go in there and say, I want 4 lamb shanks, I want 5 pounds of snap peas.
For the farmers, it's wonderfully flexible. They can list whatever they want to sell that week, and there's no kind of guessing ahead of time how much you need to harvest, because you just get a pick list with your orders and that's what you go out and pick.
People loved it. They loved being able to buy from all the different islands.
There are so many barriers to farming here. It's so expensive. Everything has to come in by ferry system, and lack of market opportunities has been a barrier to success for those new farmers. We are just now at the point of starting to have these conversations about cross-docking foods and, okay, what if island farmers want to sell down to restaurants in Seattle? How can we start to put those pieces together? Because that's going to be a big part of sustainable farming in the islands, is being able to reach those larger markets.
So it's just a win-win situation.
Coming up, I'm visiting Midnight's Farm, where they're taking island wood waste and turning it into compost.
You're the compost king.
We love it. Flying around
love
it,
it, yeah.
We love it.
Getting a good start in your garden is the most important step in having a successful growing year. I'm going to show you how to use seeding trays to get your seeds started so that you have the most magical growing season possible. To start my seed trays out right, I always just pour lots of soil on top of my seed tray. So I just overdo it. I pour. When I'm done doing that, I even out the soil over the top of my seed tray. And then I press down inside of each cell inside of my seed tray. This provides a little bit of a buffer for when the seed grows so that the roots have something to push against and they don't shoot straight out the bottom. And then I take my seed tray out and it's perfect and it's ready to be planted into. When you plant a small seed like basil, you want to just get it deep enough so that the depth of the seed is twice the size of the seed. It's a rule of thumb for all seeds. You just make a little scratch in the soil, you drop it inside, and then you cover it up and you just barely press it down, just enough to keep the soil in place to hold the seed. The most important thing that you need to remember is even heat and even moisture. So misting your seeds on a regular basis is very important to keep your soil medium moist, but you also need to keep it warm. So keeping your seed tray above 50 degrees is very important for even germination and the success of your seedlings. Anybody can grow a beautiful garden if you have a great start. And if you just follow these simple tips, you'll be golden.
Our final stop of the trip is Midnight's Farm. Between their cows, pigs, honor system farm stand, market garden, barn restoration, and other projects, they keep busy. But aside from your typical farm duties, here their main project involves something a little less glamorous: compost.
We are an ecology-approved compost facility.
David Bill runs Midnight's Farm with his partner Faith. Together, they use Lopez Island wood waste dropped off by the community to make compost and wood chips.
Yeah,
so people come in like all throughout the day and drop off their stuff?
Yes, sometimes like 7 in the morning
Wow.
or like late at night. Yeah.
Historically on the island, the kind of island culture, a lot of wood waste and woody materials were all burnt. So all this like really nutritious, amazing biomass was going up in smoke and creating air pollution and just releasing all that carbon into the atmosphere.
Faith Vandeput runs the operation with David. For her, environmental concerns are top of mind with every decision they make.
By providing an alternative on the island for islanders to be able to bring their woody material here, we can either turn it into wood chips or compost it and turn it into something that can be used and make the place a more abundant place instead of more polluted place. Yes.
There is a lot of woody stuff in our compost. It allows air to get through here. If you had like solid manure or something like that, this little aeration wouldn't do it. Every 4 feet is one of these aeration holes.
Okay.
And so it's all trying, and each one is covered with some wood chips like this. You can see we turn it all on hard, we let it blow through there, And that way, when you throw the compost on top of it, it's assured of getting air. It's all for the microbes. They all need air to operate.
You're the compost king.
We love playing around up here.
Yeah.
We love it.
Now it's time to see where the composting operation starts. Faith and I are headed to the pasture, where their grass-fed cows are moved from one pasture to the next in a process known as rotational grazing.
They're getting fresh grass. It's better for the cattle.
Yeah.
It helps break some of the parasite cycles. And then it's also better for the land. It's better for the soil. It helps to sequester more carbon.
And you have your helper.
Yes. That's little Juno.
Juno, are you a good helper?
She's like, yes.
Yes. Oh, here they come.
And you can see they're ready over there.
Yes, they are.
Come on, boys. Come on.
There you go.
There you go.
Woo! The grass is greener on the other side.
We're ready.
One of the main things we're about here is climate change, solutions to climate change. In the ag world, that is largely around how can we get more carbon into the soil. Carbon in the soil is a win for so many fronts.
I think there's a real consciousness about stewarding the land, both in the community in general, and then also within the farming community here.
Welcome to In the Kitchen. We are here at Second Harvest, where we get to taste some wonderful recipes from allrecipes.com and talk a little bit about those recipes. My tasters here are Tomas.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, and Chef Florent.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being here. And
Well,
Chef,
thank you.
You're teaching, right?
Yes,
You're doing
yes.
some teaching?
I am teaching now at the Spokane Community
I
College.
love that.
Yes, it's a great
Congratulations.
experience and I love it.
I gotta sign up for his class.
I know, right? You can learn some stuff. We learned a lot when we were on Lopez Island for this episode. It was so much fun. Absolutely gorgeous.
And they sustain themselves with a lot of the foods that they're harvesting right there on the island. You know, their meats, their veggies, their fruits, all of it's produced there.
Right.
So they're eating very fresh, very local.
Yeah.
And fishing all around you.
All around you.
That's what we're gonna have, some salmon.
We are. We are going to have some smoked salmon chowder. Very Washington, very Northwest.
Oh yes, on a fall night, cozy in a cabin, wood fire.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you ask?
Right?
A glass of white wine, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Exactly.
You know?
So let's find out how you make the smoked salmon chowder. Nothing like a steaming hot bowl of chowder on a cold day.
Rainy day, it's
I know,
perfect.
today it's-
And this looks gorgeous. You can see all the dill and the parsley, the potatoes.
It's not too rich. You know, sometimes chowder can be way
overwhelming,
rich.
and especially with
Yeah.
salmon. Salmon is so strong in flavor.
Right.
But when you use smoked salmon, it's a bit less overwhelming.
And the salmon came from Sea Bear, so it is Washington-raised salmon. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, but for those men with all the barbecues they have and all the smoker they have, I really invite you to make your own smoked salmon. It's very
Yes,
easy,
and they have a
and you will be the star of the show if you make your own.
I'd love a nice crunchy piece of bread right here to go with this chowder. It would be awesome.
And like Laurent said, maybe a little glass of wine.
Yeah, a little glass of white wine from
Right.
Walla Walla, and that would be perfect.
Some of the comments. Lady JP says, I made this exactly as it was written with the exception of not peeling the red potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Just use it with the skin. It's good.
Right. This does kind of just feel like we should be hanging out on Lopez Island.
Right. It's warm and inviting.
Watching the water and eating our salmon.
It's
our
delicious.
salmon chowder.
It's beautiful.
So thank you to allrecipes.com, and you can find all of our recipes on our website, wagrown.com. Washington's island egg is dynamic, and all over the San Juan Islands there are dedicated stewards working hard every day to bring us the best these islands have to offer. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. We'll see you next time.